Welcome to What in the Smut podcast.
Where the books are horny, and so are we. I'm Elle.
And I'm Kay. So, week after week, I'm almost afraid to ask, what's going on in the smutverse?
So this week, the bookish community has been absolutely unhinged. And frankly, I'm a little bit over it all.
Yeah.
From the author who crashed out about romantasy, calling the genre the R word, and saying it should be called unicorn fucking for dragonflators to
What?
Yeah.
Obviously not a romantasy author. What type
No.
of author? Romance author?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Yep. To one of the actors in Heated Rivalry asking someone to stop writing real life fiction about him and his co-star, which led to the person who posted about it to receive death threats. To a publisher apologizing for publishing an exceptionally racist novel that somehow got overlooked in their review process.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
how?
Yeah. If I showed you the cover of the book, you would be like, no, they just knew and published it anyway.
It's like that can't get overlooked. You have a racist editor or whatever working for you that's like, you know what? Yeah, let's go with that. And then that is crazy.
Yep. So we're going to ignore all of that this week. And I'm going to say you should go outside because according to The Guardian, over 400 indie bookstores opened in 2025, which was
Wow.
a 31% increase over 2024. Support your local independent bookstore or, go to the library. Just stop posting online. I beg of you.
Will it get better? It has to get better, right?
I don't know. Because, the world is so insane right now that I feel like we have all of this, rage that has nowhere to go because, it just feels so hopeless. And so I feel like there's we have more access than ever before to authors and editors and actors. And so it's just so much easier to try to talk to them directly. And that just creates so much insanity. I just kind of hate it.
It's just like misplaced rage, though.
Yes, it is. It absolutely is. People are angry. I don't know what to tell you. Of course, most of us have to buy our own books, but our main character this week gets an entire library gifted to her. Okay?
What's the dream, isn't it?
It really is.
So this week we read Knotted by the Beast by Siena Stone. And the synopsis says we all know the story. Belle's father steals from a monstrous beast and she offers herself up in payment. But what happens when she's a curvy omega with a mouth-watering scent and he's the massive alpha beast who makes her heat spark at first sight? The moment Belle steps into his cursed castle, everything changes. Her scent wakes something feral inside the beast, turning him into a starving monster, desperate to rut. But Belle's not his prisoner, she's his mate. And once he gets a taste of her lush curves and sweet slick, Beast won't stop until she's knotted, marked, and bred. Belle knows she should run, but her body burns for her massive monster, and her heart recognizes he's her mate. Tag along for a fun, unapologetically OTT, filthy hot, completely unhinged Beauty and the Beast retelling. Sure. I think we're going to ask a lot of whys today.
Oh, there are I have so many. So many. But before we get there, where would you put this one on our smut scale?
2? Like, it's not... I don't know. There's not really...
Can I tell you I'm between a 2 and a 4?
Yeah, okay.
Because I agree. For an omegaverse, this is bizarrely vanilla.
Yes.
But I would call this dubious consent also.
But, like, because I'm thinking the same thing, but, like, when it is the fated mates piece of things,
I
it's
know.
like, does
It's
the magic of the fated mates
yeah.
override that, like, dubious consent kinda situation? Because, like, he's not sleeping with her as payment for
No, that's
the
true.
rose or whatever that he stole. It's not like he's, like, forcing her to take his knot over
He
and over and over again.
yeah.
Because of that, it happens because of the
Yeah,
mate
it's like,
bond.
I think the thing that I struggle with and that I think is present in a lot of these kind of like borderlines is that she is like, at least in the beginning, she is protesting
Yeah.
and her body is betraying her, quote unquote, which
Yeah.
is like a problematic idea, right? It's like
Mhm.
just because like you're wet doesn't necessarily mean you consent.
Yep. Yeah.
um so I think you're making a good point, and so I think I would call it maybe borderline dubious consent. Assume that they are fated mates and that she actually does want this, but like it 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 gave me the ick, so I don't know.
I mean, it did for me too, and there were a couple times where it's like, I said no, but I'm
Mhm.
smiling about it. Well, you still said no, and we're not having this consensual non-consent kind of thing where you've got a safe word and all of that. So,
Yes.
you did say
Also,
no despite the fact that you're smiling and laughing about it, like, that's not consent.
right, you're just making a gray area situation. That's not good. But
Mhm.
also, I would argue that this is firmly dubious consent in the way
Oh,
that if a man refuses to wear a condom, if you like agreed to have sex but you don't want to get pregnant, she doesn't find out until after he's already nodded in her that his intention is to get her pregnant.
there's the 4. I
Right?
mean, yeah, there's the 4. I'll
So
take
yeah,
it, yeah. Yep,
two slash
okay.
four.
No, I'm gonna give it a 4 because you're
Okay.
right. That's you cannot give consent unless you've been given all of the information.
Yeah. Yes.
Um, any triggers? We've discussed this briefly. Breeding.
Uh, already a lot of triggers. Uh,
Breeding.
yes, breeding.
She was a virgin,
Yeah, she was a virgin. We don't ever get
which
that word, and, like, it's not we get a lot of her being like, "I've just never been interested in sex," but, like,
yeah.
not any I wouldn't say there's, like, a weird fixation on the fact that she's never been with a man before.
There's no there's not the typical like pedestal that comes
Yeah,
the
agreed.
like taking or giving or losing
Yes.
virginity in this
Yes,
case.
I agree. Of this book's
Anything
many crimes, that is
else?
not one of them.
Yeah. Anything I mean,
Yeah, aside from the breeding, insta lust, insta love.
Mhm.
I mean,
All
I
of the people in the castle can hear them pretty much the whole time,
yeah, public sex.
essentially. I
It's
mean, they're
essentially public.
yeah, like
I mean,
they
it's not
are
yeah, they're
in
in
in his home, but he doesn't seem to care. And like also the servants and whatnot just pop in like,
yeah, while they're
hey, I
fucking.
know you're still inside her, but let me change the sheets.
Yeah, literally. So
Yeah.
there's that.
And I mean, so many of these pieces come with the omegaverse,
Yes, this is
like
true.
it.
Although
So
it's weird what was included from omegaverse and what wasn't.
I agree, and we'll talk about that too.
Yeah, we'll get into it. But I think that about covers the trigger warnings.
Yeah. Overall, this
How
had a 4.0 on Amazon and a 3.8 on Goodreads. And
mm,
on Amazon, there were like 1,600
wow,
reviews. So,
that's pretty high.
yeah. 4 stars says quick read. This is a
Mhm.
quick read, so don't expect much world building. There are a few inconsistencies regarding the beast. One minute he has paws with claws, then hands with fingers. This is
Yeah,
an
I have this
important
highlighted.
yeah, same. This is an important distinction because what he does with said hands and fingers couldn't be done with claws without massive injuries. I
Yes.
was looking for the author to state or at least suggest the claws were retractable, but nope. Overall, it's a cool filler reader between books if you like this genre. There were definitely some of those inconsistencies that I clocked immediately, and I was like, "Ooh, but, I
Not my
don't know."
fave.
A 3 star says something's missing. I enjoyed the retelling, but I guess I'm just a fan of the old school ending. I believe if the curse was broken, then he should have transformed. I feel like he was still being punished, even though he completed what the curse required. She would have loved him in either form. I was happy that the castle and all the servants changed back.
I have a
As
lot of thoughts about
someone
this.
that liked the Beast better than when he
As the
became
Beast,
Prince
yeah.
Philip, right? Prince Philip?
No,
No,
Adam.
Prince Adam. Stupid name for a prince. As somebody who preferred the Beast in the original Beauty and the Beast, um, I could not disagree with this more.
I have thoughts about this, but in general, like, this was a book the dedication is literally, "This one's for all of us who wanted the beast to stay a beast."
Yeah.
So, like, I think it's just expected that he's not
Yeah.
gonna turn back into a human. But I do
Mhm.
have thoughts about how that was handled, so I'm excited
Yeah.
to talk about it. A 5-star on Goodreads says the real ending we wanted of Beauty and the Beast. At first, I was concerned with the length, but the story has a plot. But the story has plot and spice. Yes, not very long, but the author provides the relevant information and makes it super spicy. The Beast just can't keep his hands off Belle, and I'm here for it. He saves her father, she saves him, etc. Insta love slash lust. No waffling and wooing, just straight down to business. I am curious as to why there wasn't a bite. There's nodding but no claiming bite. Those two things are usually synonymous. Oh, and lastly, it's a dual POV. You'll get all the beast's raunchy thoughts. I was
True.
also surprised there wasn't a bite.
Yeah. And it's
Uh,
one of those things where it's like, perhaps I don't read enough omegaverse because a lot
mm,
of what I read in terms of that, it tends to be like wolf shifters or whatnot,
sure.
which is not necessarily omegaverse, I don't think.
Yeah, it's like adjacent. I feel like sometimes they're inspired or
Well,
there's like
because that's
elements of it.
where the whole omegaverse piece comes from the
hmm
alphas, the omegas within a
hmm
pack of wolves. So like
Which aren't real, by the way. That's not real science.
there's no alpha or no
No,
omegas.
no omegas. There's no like alpha at the entire the idea of like an alpha male that like it I will send
No,
you
I mean
articles.
wolves. Like
Yeah, I
wolves in
know.
general. There's
Yeah,
a
wolves.
leader.
Yeah, but like not the way that like we have colloquially agreed upon as an alpha.
So not red pill wolves.
Correct.
Okay, that's fair.
Men need to be lonelier is all I'm saying. But I
Ugh.
digress. And then finally, a 1-star on Goodreads. I have to laugh. This is clearly for the smut girls who don't want to think. There was absolutely no plot or character development. Events just happened. I'll pass.
I pulled this one because it pissed me off.
I mean, like, you just don't belong here. What are you
Right.
doing here? Sir, this is a Wendy's. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know what you expected.
Yes. That is and like
You picked up a book called Knotted by the Beast that was 69 pages long or something absurd. Like, what are you doing here?
well, and it's such a broad brush to use to
Yeah.
paint with readers of romance, and I hate it so much. Like,
Yeah, I
I,
agree.
I'm sorry. I love an omegaverse. I love a sentient object. And guess what? I have a master's degree. Like, I like to think about things too. Not every single book you read needs to give you some like
Intellectual. advantage in
Yes.
society. I don't know.
Sometimes it can just be for fun. And
Well, dopamine is like critical to being a well-rounded human. So like I would argue that this is doing a lot of good actually.
yeah, I that's a fantastic point.
And
Anyway.
I think very critically about the smut that I read because what do you mean he has claws and also is fingering her vigorously?
And that's also there are people that will read this and just and I feel like I kind of started reading that way. Like
Yeah, you definitely
when we
did. And I came in
first
and I was like, what do you
yeah.
mean?
When we first started this, I was like, "No, I'm just gonna go with it. I'm gonna enjoy the ride." But now I'm like, "Oh, no, 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 wait. This is misplaced here, and this
Uh-huh.
has correlation to what's
I've
going
ruined you.
on." Yeah, and I love it. It's fantastic.
Ah, ah.
So, as always, we will be going through the full plot. There is some here with this one. There will be spoilers. If you want to give Sienna Stone her page reads, we will have the link for this one in our show notes. But otherwise, you ready to get into it?
I am very ready to get into it. Um, Especially given that the beast is very ready to get into Belle. Off rip.
The first line of most of these chapters made me laugh.
Yeah.
We
It,
start off chapter 1 with I'm going to fuck her until she forgets her own name.
keep in mind, he doesn't even know what her name is. So he would have no idea if she'd forgotten it or not.
This is sight unseen.
Yes. That's the first thought I have when I catch her scent on the wind. So this is, I would say, I mean, obviously, this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling.
Yep.
And I would argue that it is like if you watched Beauty and the Beast ever, like we're going to hit a lot of the same kind of notes, minus
Mhm.
any of the real plot. Like, there's
Yeah.
no Gaston character. Like, the town doesn't think her father's crazy for having seen a beast. And for
Yep.
some reason, she has siblings that suck. And I don't understand why we went there.
Yeah, that was an
Yeah,
interesting add-in.
it
It's
was. But
almost
we'll,
like wants to be a little bit Cinderella-esque,
yes, yes.
which
That was
I
exactly the vibe I got.
I believe she has a Cinderella one also.
Naughty Fairy Tales is the series.
Yes, so there is like a nodding Cinderella,
Yeah. And
which
naughty as in like KNOTTY, not
yeah,
naughty.
yeah,
But I like the
yep,
play on words.
yeah. So we get the background of the beast has been cursed. He
For
had an
decades.
for decades. He's no longer a prince, but now a monster. And he used to basically use and leave omegas. An enchantress came to his winter ball disguised as a desperate omega. In heat, she threw herself at my feet, begged for help, and I laughed in her face. Had my guards drag her out while the court scoffed along with me. 2 days later, she came back. Except this time she wasn't pretending to be weak. Her curse was the most powerful thing that ever happened to me.
We get no more information about magic in this world, which is
Yeah.
fine. Like I mean, it's very classic for Beauty and the Beast. So like
Yeah.
it's not like I don't know. I guess like if I were not reading a fairy tale retelling, I would have expected better world building, but I would say that this one kind of relies a lot on you knowing the story.
Yeah. So then we get that, like, nobody's come to kind of traipsed through his area. He's been
Mhm.
all alone with his servants who are animate objects now.
Yes.
um, until a few nights ago when an old man stumbled through my gates. He was lost, freezing, pathetic. I let him stay, fed him, and gave him shelter. See, not a complete monster. In the morning, the ungrateful bastard tried to sneak out through my garden and picked one of my roses. What I don't understand, because we'll get
Mhm.
later that he's like ill and
I
Belle is
know. What is he
taking
doing
care of
out and
him.
about? Yes.
Why is he out in the middle of the forest by himself? And
Mhm.
then how does she find her way to wherever he was to offer herself up as payment?
Yeah. Yeah. Don't question it, I guess. And also, why is this rose that he picks becomes like the symbol of the curse
Yeah.
later, which
Which
also
I
doesn't.
mean, but it's the same as in the movie where the petals fall off kind of thing, and it
Yeah, but like in the movie, it was a single rose. This is a little bit more like
yeah.
the myth, the original published story from like God, I want to say like 1400s France, maybe
Was
1500s
this
France.
was this a Grimm
No, La
Brothers
Belle et
Grimm?
la Bête is like, let's say, classic fairy tale. 1700s, written by French novelist Gabrielle Suzanne Barbeau, published anonymously in 1740.
Okay.
So a different genre of fairy tale.
Which is
Um,
why in that one even it probably ended nicely, because I feel like all of the other fairy tales like don't the originals don't
yeah, if you're
end.
talking about like the Grimm brothers Grimm, they were all like, "Oh yeah, the evil queen at Snow White's wedding, um, they f- they forced hot iron shoes onto her feet and made her dance at Snow White's wedding."
Well, and the Little Mermaid turned to
Mm,
seafoam.
yeah, she chose to die. That was crazy. Oh, anyway, yeah, no. So this one is I
Okay.
don't know. It doesn't necessarily make sense in any regard, but the beast says a life for a rose. I will be collecting, those are my terms. And the beast sent the rose with him, frosted, perfect, impossible to forget, a nice dramatic touch. Let it bloom in his home so he remembers a debt is due. Um
But also, so he lets him go.
uh-uh.
He can't leave the castle.
Uh-uh.
So, sir, what are we doing here?
What
Because you're
what is
letting him go. A life for a rose. You better come back.
like what do you mean? What do you mean? So he thinks I expected him to come back, maybe with gold or offering himself. I didn't expect this. So he is standing in the garden when he catches Belle's scent on the wind.
Mhm.
She's the scent gets stronger as she approaches, sweet and warm. She's scared, I can smell it, but she's not running away. She's riding straight toward my castle. Brave little thing or stupid, either way, I'm keeping her. I don't like that.
No. Um, Also, immediately, his dick is hard.
Of course
Men.
it is.
Men. Also, it says, "My knot already swelling." It is my understanding that that
Yeah,
happens at the end.
yeah.
If it were to swell before, you wouldn't be
Then you
getting it
wouldn't be
in
able to
there
get
in the first
in.
place.
Correct. I take issue with this omegaverse portrayal is I
I take
guess
issue
where we're
with a lot
landing.
of things, and we'll get to all of them.
Yep.
So we get some of his servants being like, "Someone's approaching.
Uh-huh.
Should we make a room for her?" And he's like, no, she's gonna stay with me, and
Prepare
basically
my room.
get the fuck out of here because I don't want anybody else near her." So very much the like touch her and die, she's mine kind of thing, which
I
typically I love.
Yeah, but this is like
It didn't work.
his old ballet says perhaps we should let the lady decide and he goes, He says, "No, she came here to my castle. She's mine." Like, she's
Also,
not even.
like,
Yeah.
he's surrounded himself with not necessarily yes men, but also, like, somebody saying, like, "Hey, maybe rethink this."
Right. Like, the fact that his
So,
servants are saying maybe
yeah.
no means that, like, even in this world, maybe no.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Maybe no is all I have to say about that.
So,
So,
under her fear and determination, I smell something else, arousal. I hate it.
you like it when the men can smell it,
I hate
the
it. I
female
hate
main
it so
character's
much.
arousal.
I hate it so much.
She's
It's
not
right up
even
there with calling it her slick. I hate it so much.
Yeah, but that's an omegaverse thing.
It's gross.
Mm.
I don't like it.
Yeah. But he thinks the curse said she has to choose me, that she has to love the beast. And by the way, her scent is already changing, how her body is already calling to mine. That's not going to be a fucking problem. I hate him.
Yeah, this is very much like red pill alpha male vibes.
Yeah, it's like I'm the alpha, you submit to me. Like, I'm not, I don't, it's like, listen, I walked into an Insta Lust Omegaverse novel.
Mhm.
I did. That one's on me, but,
Yep.
like, we're still also gonna try to get, like, some, like, romance vibes in here, and it's just not gonna work.
Yeah. And it's very much like this is so different from the dom sub
Yeah.
kind of relationship because it's just very different.
Yes, is very different. There's
And
nothing was negotiated.
no, I think that
No.
that's where I really have issue with it all is like, I understand it's supposed to be the magic of the fated mates and whatnot, but
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I don't love it.
But, like, it's also, I don't know, like, she's not reacting in a way that, like, I feel makes it okay. So, like, we switched to Belle's perspective here, and
Again, the first line is
yeah,
great.
again, the first line is hilarious. "I'm going to punch my father in the face when I get back." No, you're not, because apparently he's ill and the only thing you care about in life. Um, but she's like, "I can't believe my dad stole a rose when all I was trying to do was be a good daughter. And now here I am riding toward my doom because someone in this family needs to have some common sense." And so, like, she smells the beast. It
Mhm.
hits me like a punch, strong, manly, wild, something that makes my mouth water, my thighs clench, and my brain short circuit. What the
Now,
hell?
this I liked though. You know how I feel about a full sensory experience,
I
and
know, but
the way that a man smells is huge. I loved
okay.
that. Like,
Okay.
as I read this, I was like, I I I can understand that. Like this it smells delicious. Like I don't know. I liked it. You hate
Uh-huh.
delicious as a
Uh-huh. 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 I don't I don't like, she's like an Omega who doesn't want to be an Omega. Like, I don't know. Like, something about this didn't feel right. I think, you know what I would have appreciated more? I think I would have responded better is if, like, so she is like surprised by this.
Mhm.
Like, she's like, my body has never reacted to anything like this, not to the handsome village alphas, not to the rutting soldiers who passed through town. I thought maybe I was broken, different, or just not interested in any of it. But apparently I was wrong. But she's like just trying to pretend that it's not happening. And like, She's like, "It's fine," I say out loud, because talking to myself is better than acknowledging the panic rising in my chest. Totally normal. Just gonna negotiate with a monster while my body has a complete meltdown. Completely fine. Like, if instead she was like, "I thought I would never feel this way," like, "Holy shit, I can't believe it's happening." Like,
Yeah.
I am so glad that I was wrong, and it just turns out that I hadn't found the right alpha, and then we could have, like, a moment where she, like, sees the monster and is like, "Wait, holy shit, like, you are a monster," but, like, it doesn't matter because my body's, like, on board. I feel like I would be more excited about this, but instead she's just, like, doing, like, the normal. This is like she wandered into the wrong genre. Like, this
Yeah.
is a female main character from a non-magical world that just, like, discovered she has powers and is like, "What is this?" Instead of someone who grew up in an omegaverse, like, society,
Yeah.
who, like, should be reacting differently, I guess.
Yeah, it's almost like I don't know, like, she's got and Omega is supposed to be very submissive,
To some
and
extent, yeah, like, sexually, yes, but, like, I don't know. I don't know.
I feel like the fact that she's thinking how she wants to punch her father in the face is also not an Omega tendency, like,
It also doesn't fit with the rest of the story.
no, it did make me laugh, but
Yeah, it was funny, but, like, it doesn't it does not, like, make her motivations make any sense.
Yeah,
Like, because that's clearly not the relationship that she has with her father. That's, like, not how any of this is supposed to go.
right. So then she ends up just walking into the castle.
Mhm.
Never makes sense to me when this happens, and it happens always. And she's like, "Hello, I'm here about the rose and my father. We can work something out, right?" And then the beast just yells, "No." Like, but also, this is how men communicate. So,
Yeah. Right, which, like, she says, "No? What do you mean, no? You haven't even heard my offer." And he replies, "I don't need to hear your offer." Like, okay. I hate him. I just hate him. But so, and we're gonna keep getting her internal monologue, which is we see, like, we get a description of the beast. He's
yep,
massive, easily 7 feet tall, maybe more, covered in thick fur that catches the candlelight. His shoulders are broad enough to block out the sun. He has sharp claws, huge
yep,
fangs, and golden eyes that are currently locked on me with an intensity that should be terrifying. Should be. And, like, we get that over and over again. Like, I should be scared. I should be this. Like, I don't know. If she was like, "It should be terrifying," and she says, "But instead my traitorous body goes into overdrive." So
yeah,
instead of, like, being on board with it, she's, like, actively trying to logic her way out of it, and that makes this not fun for me.
yeah. No, I agree. I mean, because it happens for like up until they're like halfway through her heat or whatever.
Yeah. Yes. She just, like, keeps being like, "I should be terrified." Like, "Why is my body reacting like this?" Like,
Yeah,
I don't know, I get that in, like, in a dark romance context where there's, like, oh, like, it's taboo, and, like, that's how
yeah,
you kind of get the reader on board with, like, yeah, like, we're all on board with the idea that this is fucked up, but, like, she's
yeah,
actually into it, and, like, I don't feel like it works in omegaverse because, like, she should be excited about this, like, she
right.
should be excited about having, like, and she's never had a heat before, which,
Right.
like,
So she thought that she was kind of broken or
yeah,
whatnot. We also don't get any information about like, I guess I don't know. I feel like it kind of is that the author doesn't have a full understanding of what the Omegaverse is supposed to look like either.
maybe.
Because I feel like with the fact that she's did we get an age?
No, I don't think we did.
But the fact that she's in adulthood now and has never had a heat, you would
She's
think it would be like
post-puberty.
the doctors had like,
Yeah.
and yes, I am an omega kind of thing because it's
Yes, like,
not
this
gonna be
universe
like
should have investigated, should like, there yes, like, I get, like we got just a taste of it where it was like, I thought I was broken. But like if you thought you were broken and then suddenly you feel the things that you've heard about your whole life, like
Yeah.
that would be cause for joy, not like, oh, I'm the plucky heroine in a YA dystopian fiction and I don't have time for romance. Like, why is my body reacting like this? Like, no, no, you're in the wrong story, Belle.
Then we get the
Mm.
beast. She's like, "What do you want?" He says, "I want you." And
Yeah.
then he says, "Tell me, little Omega, do you know what's happening to your body right now?" And this infuriated me.
Yes, because the worst thing that I can think of is a man telling me about what's happening in my body. Like, fuck off. I am just too much of a feminist for this.
And
And he's like, you're going into heat. You're first one from the smell of it. And like she's like, it's not possible. And he's like, it is possible. And she's like, I don't even know you. And he laughs and says, your cunt does. It's dripping for me, isn't it? And she thinks the crude words should offend me. They should make me slap him and storm out. But instead, I fucking whimper. Like, it's like
here's the thing.
there are pieces of it that should work. Like, it
Yes.
should work. And like, for some reason, because we've gone to great lengths to make her not know that she's going into heat and not like that she's going into heat and be
Yeah.
logicking herself out of it. This particular thing, which would normally work in a romance novel, just made me even angrier.
I think that for her, the whole like this should offend me. It is coming from the like that's not how you're supposed to talk to a lady kind of thing with like if that's the way that you've been
Mhm.
again kind of the patriarchy of it all, but like and that's just I didn't like it either. But also like we've come so far in like my not having a visceral reaction to the word cunt anymore, and this
Yeah.
kind of almost brought me back.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
Yes. I thought
I
it was
used to
desensitized.
yes, I used to hate it, and then
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, no, whatever, it's just part of the like, par for the course," and then with this, I'm like, "Oh, no, I don't like that."
I really don't like it, it turns out.
I mean, and, like, we could read it again in a book next week, and I could be fine with it again. It just,
Right.
for whatever reason, in this setting, in this
Yeah,
scene, I didn't like it.
I agree. I completely agree. So he is like explaining to her why she can't even think. And she says, please, not even sure what I'm begging for. And he goes, please, what? Please touch you. Please make it stop. Please make it worse. I liked that. Like that,
Mm.
this,
Use your words.
yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I think this is good. And then, like, his rough fingers find the edge of my undergarments. Side note, since when were they fingers and not? Because in a couple of sentences, it's going to be a paw again.
Yep.
Like, I don't understand. Um, or like, no, a couple sentences ago, he reaches out and cups my face with one massive furred, clawed hand.
Yeah.
So, like, are there claws or aren't there? Because he's about to rip the fabric off of her body, and then his fingers aren't on me, in me. Two thick digits sliding through my drenched, swollen folds, then inside my dripping hole like they belong there. Absolutely not.
They've exchanged 4 sentences
She
also.
hasn't even like completed most of those sentences. I'm it's just I can't form words.
Yeah.
And then Kay's favorite thing happens.
No, he tells her to come. Fuck
And
that.
she does.
Yeah. No. Absolutely
Come,
not.
he orders, and my body obeys.
Also, that is some serious alpha magic there because
It was
his
instantaneous.
fingers have been inside of her for 2 pumps, and that's it.
Yeah.
Not a chance.
I mean, to be fair, his thumb found a spot that makes stars burst behind her eyes.
Sure, but again, not immediately. That's not going to happen immediately. Like,
What? He smelled really nice and he called her nasty names. What more do you want?
listen, I could be smelling the nicest smell and have the best vibrator on the market, and it still is not going to happen immediately. Oh, man. So he calls her delicious. How did you feel about that?
I didn't like it. But you knew that. Why do you even ask me these questions?
So then he picks her up
Oh, yeah.
and throws her over his shoulder. I don't
Yes.
hate that.
No, you wouldn't. I don't like it, but it is what it is.
And then we get, like, there's some of this is like, okay, the writing's really good. And then we get, he smacks my big round ass, smacks it, and starts walking deeper into the castle. Like, this is another one of those times where, like, your character should not be describing themselves.
And so this is where she's like, we need to talk about this. He's like, your father's free. He says casually, like, he's not currently kidnapping me. You're staying. And then she replies, you can't keep me here. And he says, watch me. Like,
I don't like it.
no. And then he keeps saying, he asks for her name. And she gives it to him. And he says, Belle. He repeats like he's tasting it. I'm keeping you, Belle, forever. And she says, you're insane. Like,
Yeah.
None of this makes me think she's excited to be here, is all I'm saying.
And again, this is different from, like, a dark romance.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost like the kidnapping scene of a dark romance.
Yeah.
But not hot.
Yeah.
Like, why?
Yes. I agree with you. Like, this framework should have been perfect for, like, ooh, taboo. Like, why I'm so hot about this guy who essentially kidnapped me, but, like, I can't think because of his scent or this or that or whatever. But, like, I think it's just like we're trying to do two different things at the same time and it's not working for me.
Yeah. So then she's like, I don't know your name. And he says, you can call me Beast. Hey,
Yeah.
Matt. And she's like, that's not a real name. So she's pushing back on the fact that he's not giving her his real name, which, like, there's a red flag.
He says, stop stalling, and then kisses her.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I guess we just kind of have to not think about the fact that he's a beast.
And then he says, gonna eat you out now.
Yeah. He's already moving down my body. His giant claws making quick work of my dress.
His giant claws would tear you up inside. Like, there's
literally.
And that's also not like that would be part of the alpha omega magical bond thing for her to have, like, an iron steel vagina, or, like, you know, like you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
I did like, if his fingers were good, his tongue is devastating. It's not human, can't be. Too long, too large, too strong, too flexible, hitting places that make my back arch off the bed, and sounds I didn't know I could make. Fantastic.
Yeah. No, I like that. That's good. He growls against me, the vibration adding a whole new dimension to my pleasure. Like, I feel like some of the smut really worked.
Yeah.
And this scene, I think, is one of those scenes that does work.
Until he tells her
But,
to
like,
come again.
yeah. And, like, then he's like, "I'm gonna have you at least a dozen times today." And she goes, "That's not physically possible." And he says, "Little Omega." His paw-like hand wraps around my throat and forces me to meet his eyes. I'm cursed. Infinite stamina. I could fuck you for days without stopping. So yes,
That's
a
not a
dozen times is very much possible.
that's
Was
not a
that part of the
curse.
curse? Was that part of the curse? Did the enchantress specifically weave that into her spell? Like,
Right?
not only are you a beast, but in fact, you will be hard forever. Don't bother calling your doctor if your erection
You
lasts longer than 4 hours.
your rebound time is instant.
It's
What a
just
curse.
insane.
But also
Insane.
we get that when his head finally lifts, his muzzle is glistening with my slick.
Uh-huh.
I have a hard time with the muzzle
Yes.
being a thing. Again, I feel like it's the logistics of, like,
Just don't.
muzzle to mouth, like,
No, it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't like it. And like we had to kind of like squint past this for Morning Glory Milking Farm also.
yeah. Mhm. But we had a
Um
hard time with that too,
we
like,
did. But the rest of that book was so good that it made
yeah.
up for it. He presses his cock against her entrance. It's enormous, impossibly thick. There's no way that thing's fitting inside of me. That won't fit, I blurt out, panic rising in my chest. And he replies, "It will. You were made for me, Belle. Your body knows it. Your cunt is already trying to pull me in."
No.
And he says, "Breathe, relax, let me in." I hate I agree with her for once. She mutters, "Easy for you to say. You're not the one being split in half by a monster cock." And he laughs and says, "Monster cock. I like that." Mm.
I mean, that's literally what it is.
I agree, but like, I-
Here's the thing, I think we don't like the breathe and relax because of the situation,
yes.
because I think that I would like the whole, like, talking her through it kind of thing.
Absolutely. If he were like, I don't know, if he were sweet, I
He's a
guess.
beast.
I don't give a shit. I don't know. I feel like I like my omegaverse male main characters to be like, I've never known an alpha to be this sweet. Like, yes, I'm an alpha. Yes, I would kill anybody else who touches you, but like, I am here for you kind of
Yes.
vibes. Like, be fucking nice to me. Don't call my vagina a cunt and tell me you're going to keep me forever, regardless of my wishes. Like,
I feel like it is
I'm being a little
problematic.
bit too harsh, I
Well,
think.
I think it's problematic and we don't like it because it almost feels too real and not romancy enough.
That might be correct.
Like, it feels too real to have this guy be like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna make you feel the best you've ever felt," but then
Yeah,
still
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of treat her like trash.
Yeah, you're so right.
Not having that whole, like, beloved piece of it, but being like,
Yeah.
"You're mine, and I'm gonna
Whose
tell you what to
pussy is
do," and
this?
yeah.
Like, that's the vibe that I'm getting here.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Like, and she's supposed to be like, she's already come multiple times. Like,
Mhm.
she's supposed to be very wet. If she had said, like, it's not gonna fit, but then he was like, "You were made for me, like, I promise you it's going to fit and it's gonna
Mhm.
feel so good," or whatever, and then, like, she's surprised and is like, "I'm so wet," and despite his size, like, he does, like, slot in like he was made for me or something, but instead he's just like, "It will fit," and push, 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 like, "Breathe out, bitch," like, what do you mean?
Breathe
This is
through
not
the
the time
pain.
for pelvic floor exercises.
So she's saying, please, I need. And he says, my knot, you want your alphas not little omega? And she goes, I've never. And then, yes.
Mm-hmm.
She can feel it getting bigger. And
Mm-hmm.
he tells her it's going to lock us together. Keep my seed inside you, gonna breed you full.
Uh-huh.
And it is too late to turn around now.
Yeah. He warns and promises all at once without slowing down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have 2 questions for you.
Yeah.
1, he calls her little girl.
Nope, I don't like it. But here's the thing, I don't like it, that's not for me. But the
Mhm.
daddy little girl dynamic
That's a thing.
is a
That's not a
thing.
thing that we have established here in any way, shape, or form.
Yes, I agree. It is a thing.
It
That is a
came out of
dynamic.
nowhere here and slapped me across the face.
Yes.
Because he says, "That's it, little girl. Take your alpha's cock. Take all of me."
Yeah, I didn't love it. Keeps calling her little mate. I mean, when you're 7 feet tall, everybody's
I
gonna
don't
be little.
mind. Yeah.
But the little girl and like, oh, she was young, a lot
Yeah.
of that. And there were comments about that in some of the reviews
I
too.
believe
How
it.
people didn't love that aspect of it. And
I
it's one
don't
of
mind
those
Lil
things.
Omega. Like, I get that. And if she's like a little wisp of a woman, then
Yeah.
and
But
he's
also
7
she's
feet tall.
not.
She's not. She's curvy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't.
I
I
think
don't.
that if it were something that were if the intention was that whole like
Mm-hmm. We're
dad
establishing this dynamic.
yeah, the daddy dom little girl dynamic,
Mm-hmm.
that's a thing. And like again, not for me, but that's fine. It
Right.
is a dynamic if it was discussed, but it was not, and it just kind of got added in there and I didn't love it.
Yeah. And then she does not react well, I don't feel like, to being told that she's going to be bred. He
Yeah.
says, "Keep my seed inside your womb, little mate. We need to make sure you're properly bred." Bred, I repeat faintly. "Oh, yes. You're going to be so full of my cum, little Omega, going to keep you knotted and bred until your belly swells with my pups."
So again, are we talking about wolves here? Because why? Why are they
Yeah,
pups? Like
right? Why are they
if
pups?
I mean, the beast, I guess, but he was a human. There's too many
Mm-hmm.
wannabe tropes coming into this
Mm-hmm.
that, like, don't form a cohesive story.
No, no. Then they
They,
decide to talk.
yeah. He basically says, we're going to do this for days. She
Yeah.
asks how long the knot lasts because they're
Uh-huh.
still connected.
Yes.
And he says 30 minutes, maybe an hour. And he's like, we're going to be stuck like this for an hour. He says, at least, depends on how well bred you are. Now, here's the thing.
Yeah.
We get all of this, okay, at the start with being
Uh-huh.
her making sure she's bred and well bred and whatnot. And we get nothing
Mm-mm.
about that having happened
Mm-mm.
after 3 days, I think,
Mm-hmm.
of them going through this. So,
Yep.
like, the
We're
idea
even
was
going to get a
there.
time skip forward. She's not pregnant.
Yes. So,
Yep. So it's like we had the breeding kink without any of the actual pregnancy. Which, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like I should be happy about that, but
we
I
get
hate it.
We get it at the end, though.
I know, eventually.
But it's just not from this
No.
situation.
Also, when he, so he says it depends on how well bred you are, how long the knot will last. And she just repeats well bred incredulously. And it says, "I can't help but laugh, even in the middle of a heat induced claiming my mate is funny." God, I can't even remember when was the last time I found anything amusing. She didn't say anything funny. She's just confused and, like, shocked.
Yeah, and it's like also he said like, she just repeated him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If that thought came after she says, "We should probably talk since, we're stuck together and all." And he's like, "What do you wanna know?" And she's like, "I don't know, maybe start with the basics, like why you're a giant talking beast monster living in a cursed castle." If he'd had that thought after she said that,
Yeah, after she said something actually funny.
something actually funny, then I would be on board, I guess. Also, fun fact, he's about to tell her his name, and then
Mhm.
in 3 or 4 pages, she's gonna gripe about the fact that she doesn't know his name.
Yep. And he's gonna tell her, "I was Prince Pierre de Beaumont. I ruled kingdoms, had everything an alpha could want, power, wealth, omegas throwing themselves at me." Here's the thing. She didn't travel for days and weeks and months to get to this castle. She would have heard about a prince that had been cursed.
Yeah, for 20 years.
Everyone would know about that.
You would think, but, like, yeah. I mean, they didn't they don't address it in the cartoon Beauty and the Beast. They do kind of address it in the remake with Emma Watson, the live action one.
Yeah.
Where they say, like, the curse made all of the townspeople, like, forget.
Which, sure.
Mhm.
Like,
That's
but
fine.
they probably addressed it in that way because people were like,
How
people
did you
would
not know
know
that there
that there
was
was a prince that got cursed, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
He tells her how he got cursed, basically how he was a dick, and
Mhm.
then he didn't help her. He didn't help the enchantress, so and then she goes, "Okay, yeah, you kind of deserve this."
Yeah, and he goes, "I know," which is somewhat self, aware, I guess.
I mean, when you've got 2 decades of sitting in there and
You
only
would think he would be a little bit nicer to his mate when she walked in if he had done self-reflection, but whatever. Speaking of, he tells her that she's his mate, and she's like, "That can't be. I'm just a merchant's daughter from a little village." And I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. And she's like, "Let me get this straight. You've been a beast for decades, waiting for me, your mate, who has to choose you to break the curse. And you think I'm just going to what? Fall in love with you? Choose a monster over going home?" And he decides to fight dirty and says, "I think," rolling my hips and making her moan, "your omega has already chosen. Your heart will catch up eventually." And she says, "That's incredibly arrogant." Agreed.
Agreed, but he's a prince. That's the way that he was
Mhm.
brought up.
Mhm. And she's like, "That's not fair, using sex to win an argument." And he's like, "All's fair in love and war, my beauty, and I'm gonna win. You're gonna choose me. Choose us."
Also,
Mhm.
I understand that all's fair in love and war is a
Saying.
saying. To get it out of here.
Yeah.
Because
So
he shouldn't know that saying.
he shouldn't. He should not. No. She says, "I think you're incredibly annoying." And he goes, "And?" And she goes, "And you're not feels amazing. And I hate that I'm probably going to do something stupid like fall for you." And then he goes, "I purr," and she shivers at the sound, burying her face deeper in my fur, and my chest fills with warmth. Fuck me. So soft, so beautiful, so smart, so fucking hot. What indications do we have that she's smart?
I mean,
None.
no.
Zero. Zero indications that she is smart. All she has done since she got here is stupidly repeat everything he said to her and make him laugh.
Yeah. Yeah. And so he tells her it's going to be days that she's going to be in heat because the first heat triggered by a true mate tends to be intense. You're not leaving this bed until your heat's over. I'm going to knot you so many times you lose count. By the time it breaks, you'll be so full of my seed that there's no question you're bred. Again, we don't talk about this anymore after this.
No. He goes on to think that he loves her. He goes, I'm never letting you go, sweetheart. Your body was fucking made for me. What else do you need? And she replies, your actual name, maybe?
Which
Which
we
he
got.
already told you.
Yeah.
He already told you.
Yeah.
And despite the fact that his name is Pierre and she learns it here, she's going to alternate between calling him Pierre and Beast.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like she calls him Beast in moments that like she should be using his full name.
Yeah. Yes.
Like,
correct. Yep.
So we get
1, 2.
several chapters.
I was going to say, yeah, like so many chapters until like they just basically they fuck for days. They have like there's like a brief like lull in her heat where he is going to give her a tour of the castle. And
before that,
oh yes. Oh yes, the servants come in, yes.
Gideon, who is a sword.
Yes. He is the former captain of the guard.
He comes in and is like, I brought refreshments and clean linens. The bed is somewhat soiled. I want to know how a sword is going to change the bed sheets because I still struggle changing my bed sheets every once in a while. Like,
yeah.
So he's like, no, go away. And he's like, no, she needs food. She's a human.
Yeah.
And also, Louise prepared some energy tonics for her.
Right. Which, like, sure.
Yeah.
We're not going to we're going to see the energy tonics like several more times, but like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So she gets some bread and fruit and cheese, and then these energy tonics, which make her ready to go again.
Yep.
And now they've got the bond between them.
Uh-huh.
And she's like, it's happening again. He's like, I know, I can feel it through our bond.
Yes.
This is the first we're hearing about them
mating
being able
bond.
to feel anything through the mating bond.
Yes.
And then back in the bed, fucking some more, nodding some more. Then we go on a tour of the castle.
Where we fuck in every room.
Yep.
And then we get to the library. Because, of course, it's not a Beauty and the Beast retelling unless the library is included.
Fair.
And frankly, like...
It's underwhelming.
It's underwhelming. Yeah. I don't know. Okay. I guess I have a couple of problems with this. One, because the original story is kind of underwhelming. I think the only reason why it works in the animated movie is because the illustration of the library is so gorgeous and you get to see her like reactions to it. And so it feels more like a gesture with the music and like his face.
Also, we know that she loved books.
Yes, so that's the other thing.
We've had no indication that she likes to read.
None whatsoever. Like, we are on page 41 of 101 pages, and this is the first indication that she even knows how to read, let alone is obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Like, it's
just...
if we knew that she liked books. But the fact is that we had to just assume, like, because I was like, oh, right, the library scene.
Yeah.
Because Belle, as a character, is known to be a book girly.
Yep.
But, like, we in this story did not know that.
Yes. And then he's like, you like it? as though he's made it for her and didn't just have a giant library in the castle filled with
Yes,
books.
exactly.
And he's like, "It's yours."
Yeah, literally, yeah, like, okay. Like, and that's true in the original as well, where it's just like, if you like it, then it's yours. Like,
Yeah.
like, it is a great gesture, but like you already had all of this shit. And what does it mean for it to belong to her? Like, if you divorce, is she taking the books with her? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. But fine, whatever. She thinks this is a beautiful gesture, and then he fucks her in the library.
Yeah. Um,
No one's
so
ever given me
here's the
anything
thing
like this
though.
before.
He takes her from behind in the
Uh-huh.
library.
Yeah.
And then his knot swells and locks inside her. Then I feel it. My heat is rising again. It's coming fast and intense. They're still locked together.
Yeah.
So
So
what
he has
I'm
to carry
picturing,
her.
he's carrying her, but he had taken her from behind. So I'm picturing her like flying like Rose from the Titanic, like as he's just kind of zooming her around the castle.
uh
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Okay, so
So
3 days.
yeah.
3 days of this, and she's finally asleep.
Then it's like all of a sudden, all of the servants are in the room.
Uh-huh. Yes, all of them.
So we get I hated this. I hated it so
Yes.
much.
Yes.
And it's like she's sleeping, her heat finally broke, and they're like, "Oh, thank God." The Louise, who was creating these energy tonics,
Uh-huh.
is like, "Do you know how hard it is to brew stamina potions for 3 days straight?"
Uh-huh.
And Felix says almost as hard as listening to them go at it for 3 days. And then we get
He's a
another one.
clock. He's a clock that's been on the mantle this whole time.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, he's just sitting there quietly.
So then the mirror says what matters is that Our Lady survived her first heat with her mate. And then like they're having a conversation about all of the
Yes.
sex.
While she's asleep in that room. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very, very weird.
And Adrian, the candlestick, says, "Hey, I offered contraceptives multiple times, but no." And Gideon says he's breeding her. That's the whole point. So they like, I don't know, it's just this like bro moment of
I
like,
can
let's
get
talk
it.
about all the sex that you've had
Yeah,
in a way that's just, I don't know, I didn't like it. Then
I
Gideon
agree.
says that he's whipped,
Yeah,
which
which
I
is
hated.
this is not a word that belongs in this time period or story or whatever.
Or a romance novel, period.
True. Very true. So Louise is the one who says what happens when she wakes up when the heat clears and she's thinking rationally again.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, uh, Rosalie says, we just want you to be prepared in case. And then, like, he doesn't respond. She wakes up before that happens. And then she asks for him, and he says, I'm right here, my little Omega. How are you feeling? And she says, like, I was fucked by a beast for days. And Gideon says, because you were. And then she's like, I'm thirsty and hungry and sore and horny. And every
Yep.
servant in the room groans. Why are they all in the room?
Yeah.
Also, we are trying to deal with science here because Felix demands how? How are you still horny? The heat broke. Science says. And then Rosalie interrupts and says, science doesn't account for true mates. Their bond amplifies everything. Go away.
Well, also, she's like half asleep when she's saying, so she doesn't realize that everybody's there.
Yeah,
Apparently, she
that's
can't
true.
hear them talking. And then she
Apparently.
like fully wakes up. And then, which is interesting because like she already spoke to him. She was
Uh-huh.
mumbling, but now, hi, she croaks.
Uh-huh.
It's almost like these were written in separate
Writing sessions.
writing sessions and then put together and, like, but they're 4 paragraphs apart. Like, it's
Yeah.
so she's like, "Oh god, how long have you guys been here?" And they're like, "The entire time. We
Yeah.
we heard it all. You're very vocal."
Yeah.
I would
Yes.
die.
I would also die. Gideon, the sword actually says that word for word. You're very vocal.
Yes.
I just, I would
And
be devastated.
Rosalie says, "What the sword means is that we're delighted you survived your first heat, my lady, and we're honored to welcome you as the mistress of the castle." So she tells the beast he's been sweet. The servants all think that that's really funny. And then she starts to kiss him, and he kicks everyone out of the room, except for apparently the chandelier and the clock, who just lived there,
I guess. And the mirror.
and the mirror. So we get maybe she was marked, but not really. We should have gotten something because it says, um, "I
Oh.
stare fascinated to see that even its dark tone, her skin tone, can't
Uh-huh.
hide the marks of my teeth and claws."
Yeah.
But, like, that should have been something that was
Like specifically called out as a thing that happened because it's a key part of omegaverse novels.
yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So she says that it's all insane. Everything about it is all insane. But
Mm-hmm.
basically, she's like, "Yeah, I'm yours. You're mine. Whatever." And then she's like, "I need to see my father."
Yes.
So
He
she's
is alone with my siblings. I was the only one taking care of him. He's older, you know. What siblings? Why aren't they taking care of him?
he's alone with my siblings. No, so he's not alone.
No.
He's with your siblings.
Yes.
Are they children?
Right. Are they 4-year-olds? Like what do you mean? What do you mean?
And if not, then we added in a conflict that doesn't get
Yeah.
resolved and
I mean
is
it yeah.
misplaced and also is kind of the wrong fairy tale. Like, the siblings that
Yeah.
don't do anything is Cinderella.
I that might be true. I think that's true. Like yeah, I'm pretty sure that's well, I think maybe in the original fable she had siblings and that the it was like a her older siblings asked their father to bring them back expensive gifts on his travels, but the young beauty asked for only a rose or something like that, I think.
I need to find out because she has several in the original fairy tale, she has several siblings who are vain, jealous, and cruel.
Huh,
Typically, she has 2 older sisters and 3 brothers.
Jesus.
Although one of the longer versions features 12 siblings, 6 brothers, and 5 sisters, where the sisters are exceptionally spiteful. So, okay. I mean, I can accept that she pulled from the original fairy
Yeah.
tale.
Yeah.
However, we need more, like, I don't want to have to do all of this research.
Yeah. Well, like if even if like in the very beginning when Belle was like riding to the castle, like
Yeah.
if she had spared a thought for the fact that she didn't want to be traipsing around here in the wilderness, leaving her father alone, her siblings weren't capable of taking care of him, whatever. Like
Yeah.
some indication, like we are fully halfway through this book. We've discovered halfway through that she has siblings,
Yeah.
that
And
she
it's
likes
like
reading. Like, what do you mean?
and it could have been further developed halfway
Yeah,
through,
easily.
but we should have
And not even
gotten
like
something.
right, and I get that this is a novella, we're working with limited real estate here, but, like, a sentence 30 pages ago could
But
have solved this.
also, it could have been left out.
That's also true.
because it's not a well-known piece of this story. So, like,
Yeah.
it didn't need to be added in.
No.
I don't know. So,
Yes.
basically, we get the mirror is magical.
Which we didn't why is the mirror magical?
It's magical in the regular Beauty and the Beast
I
too.
know, but this is Rosalie.
Yeah. So he tells Rosalie show Belle her father. She can see that he's struggling and that her sister is lounging on the sofa. Her brother is asleep in the chair. Neither of them are helping him as he's dragging a sack of grain across the floor. And she's like, they never help.
And Belle is like, I have to go. I need to check on him. I shouldn't have left him alone with them this long. I knew they wouldn't take care of him. Like,
But like you just checked on him by
yeah,
looking. You checked on him.
yeah,
I have to go to make arrangements so that he can be like,
yes,
if you're planning on coming back, I need to go make arrangements so I know
yes,
that he will be safe while I'm here. Or I
yes,
need to go and like kick my siblings' asses so that they know what they need to do to like take care of him. Not
yes,
I need to go check on him. You already did that.
yes,
You know he's not okay. That's why you need to leave.
correct. And so then she's like, I'm gonna come back. Like, the beast is like, basically has already resigned himself to her never coming back for no apparent reason.
I mean, rejection sensitivity.
Sure, I guess. Like,
Yeah, it's
you shouldn't be competing with her father for attention. There are some issues here, but whatever. So she repeats, I'm coming back a few days, maybe a week at most, just long enough to make sure he's stable. Like, so she gives him an expected timeline
yeah.
of her return.
Yep.
A few days, a week at most. Do you know how long it takes him to give up on life?
2 days, right?
2 days. Mhm.
Also, she ends up being gone for 10.
Okay. I didn't know that she was gone for 10.
Well, because that's how many petals there are.
Oh, she returns on the last day? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So, she goes home and he's her father in the 3 days that she's been gone,
Yeah.
is thinner, grayer. So, like, what?
Uh-huh. She is like, "I've been gone for days and no one went to the market." And her siblings are like, "We've been busy." And she's like, "Starting tomorrow, things are gonna change around here." So she basically kicks their asses. By the 3rd day, Papa is looking better, less tired, he's smiling again. But she misses the beast. The enchanted rose that yes?
So, she's gone for more than 10 days.
Oh.
She ends up being gone for 2 weeks because on the 4th night, I give up on sleep. I sit by the window of my room looking out toward the forest, toward where the castle lies hidden in the darkness. The
Mhm.
enchanted rose my father stole from Pierre sits on my windowsill. It's still beautiful, preserved by magic, but in the moonlight, I notice something that makes my stomach drop. One of the petals looks dull. So this is the 4th night that she's home.
Oh,
We
I
find
see.
out that the roses have 10 petals on them.
Okay. Okay.
So she does end up being gone for 2 weeks.
Okay. Alright. So, 4 days, and then her dad's like, "You wanna go back." And she's like, "I can't. You need me here. You're not well enough yet." And she's like her dad's like, "Girl, you taught your siblings how to help because I wasn't capable of doing it for some unknown reason, and they're doing it." And he's like, "You're miserable. You should go." And she says, "Tomorrow. I'll go tomorrow morning after I make sure Margot and Claude know what to do." Wait,
Maybe
but that
she's
was the
not gone
4th
for
night.
that was the 4th night. So, see, here's the thing again with, like, it's not taking her weeks to get home,
Yeah.
but this is another one of those plot holes where, like, sure, you can use the petals, that's great,
Yeah.
but they should make sense.
I don't understand. I don't understand, and I shouldn't have to do all of this thinking. So, back at the castle, the beast is losing his mind because she hasn't come back yet. And then the second day, he's doesn't even wanna get up. His servants keep telling him that she'll come back. He
Mhm.
says she chose him over me. She chose her old life, her family, her village. Everything that isn't this isn't me. And Rosalie, the mirror, goes, "You're being dramatic," which is true.
Yeah.
3 days. The next day, I stop pretending she's not coming back. 3 days is more than long enough to check on an old man, make sure he's good, and set up help. If she was coming back, she'd be here by now.
So she's been gone 4 days in her mind. He's
Yeah.
saying at 3 days, and the petals are starting to fade for him. So
Yes.
it just the timeline's not matching up here.
No. And also, she told you she might be gone for up to a week.
Yes.
And so, how many petals are left? 6. 6 petals until the curse becomes permanent, which we never got an indication that this was a ticking clock
Yeah.
before.
Mhm.
Like, we're on page 64 of 100. And suddenly, oh, we have stakes? Like, we did not have any stakes before. We did not have any understanding that there was like a time limit. He didn't even know he's at the very beginning, he didn't even know how long he'd been in this form. He was like
Yeah.
decades, maybe longer. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean?
And so he gives up.
He gives up.
And they call him
Drama
out and they're
queen.
like, "That's not what you do. You don't give up." Which, I mean, he kind of does.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
He's
he just
completely
stays in
given
the
up.
garden.
Mhm.
He's just depressed and sleeping in the garden now,
Which is crazy.
barely conscious. So here's the thing, the curse was going to be forever.
Uh-huh.
So he was going to forever be a beast and they would forever be whatever. But,
Yeah.
oh, I guess he hasn't been eating or drinking anything. So that's why he's like barely conscious.
Yeah.
So, okay. So now there were 10 petals on his, another petal falls. So now are they getting dull? Are they falling off? There's too many pieces here that are not
Yep.
the same.
3
So
petals
then
left. There were 3 petals left when Belle got back.
the now there's only 2 as
Oh,
she pulls up to
okay.
the castle.
Sure.
So she's like, "Where
So
are you?"
they're not even falling based on days.
I
Because
think they're falling based on the whims of the author at this
yeah, okay.
point.
Okay. So the servants tell her that he's in the garden, you have to hurry, and she runs up and he's like, "You came back." And she's like, "I'm so sorry I took so long, my beast. Please, Pierre, please don't leave me." And then there's only 1 petal left on the rose.
Yeah.
And then he whispers, "I love you." And she's like, "You are, even if I'm not enough, I love you, Belle." And she goes, "You are enough. You're everything. And I love you. I choose you." Like, she already said that she loved him before she left
She said she loved him before she left. She left to go check on her dad.
and said she'd
She
come back.
came
And
and
she
she
did.
came back.
Uh-huh. The last petal falls and everything goes white. The world explodes with light. Belle is thrown backward. She's like freaking out. Fear crashes over her. Pierre is still under me, still massive, still covered in fur, still my beast.
Okay, so also, let's call it 10 days. It's not.
It's not.
It's less than that at some point.
Uh-huh.
But this giant 7-foot whatever
Uh-huh.
is not withering away to nothing in less than a week.
Yeah. Because he doesn't give up until like 3 days before she comes back or something like that.
Right. So,
Yeah.
like, he's not withering away. So the fact that it takes him like 2 days to recover.
Well, they do argue that the magic took a lot out of him. The curse breaking was like
But you would think that the curse breaking would renew his energy
yeah,
instead
would
of
revitalize him.
especially since he stays the beast. He doesn't turn, so
Yes.
he's not going
It's
through
not like the
some
magic had to rearrange his molecules to make him a guy.
right.
Yeah.
So she turns around and realizes because she hears my lady, and there's a man standing there. He has Gideon's voice, but he's human, not a sword. So
Mhm.
he's like, I have actual fucking hands with
Yeah.
wonder in his voice. So she figures out now that everyone, and she somehow can recognize their voices and put them to name, which
Having
after
3 days with them and then a week, not even a week apart from them,
yeah.
like a week. I don't know. Like, is 3 days enough to recognize people's voices?
No, because 3 days she was just fucking.
Fucking.
She wasn't.
Yeah.
She had like 2 conversations with them as a group. Now you
Mhm.
know their names and their voices. Anyway, so
Yep. So the
he,
curse is broken, but Rosalie explains because Belle is confused because he's still a beast. The
yeah,
curse wasn't just about him being a beast, it was about him being unloved, unlovable. The enchantress turned him into a beast to punish his heart, his arrogance, his inability to see past the surface. He's still a beast because that's not a curse anymore. You chose him in his beast form. You love him covered in fur as he is. The curse is broken, my lady. He's free. So,
this is very much Shrek.
yes.
Fiona stays an ogre.
Yes.
The curse is broken, but she stays an ogre because that's who loved her. That's how she was loved, kind of thing,
Uh-huh.
or whatever.
But like my issue with this and my issue with that is what would what, what did Fiona want? What did Beast want?
Yeah.
Beast wakes up as still a beast and he is like, what the fuck? The curse is broken. Why am I still a fucking beast? And it's like, because you chose me in this form? What about me, bitch?
But him going back to that is going back to the arrogance and
That's crazy.
it
That's
helps you to
crazy.
fall into like old habits die hard kind of thing, you know? So they get him into his bed
Yes.
and
He spends like 2 days
yeah.
being angry that he's not fucking her.
Yep. Men.
Men.
And then we get kind of the ballroom scene.
Kind of, yeah. Like, so he has to like get his strength back. He
Yeah.
eats. It takes days. And then finally we get another fucking. Um, and then she yeah, we don't get the ballroom scene just yet. Cause then after that, it turns out that he has decided to bring her father to the castle. That happens
Yes.
before the ballroom. And like, we could have done this before,
Yeah.
before she
He
left.
he could have said, "No, let's bring him here." However, he didn't have the tools at his disposal to get him there. Like
Oh,
now he's got all of his servants who can leave and they're actually
true.
people again that people could have gone out to get them.
I mean, yeah, but you could have also just said, we have so much space, bring him back here.
Fair.
So, whatever. So, her family shows up. He has
Mhm.
sent a carriage for them. Her siblings continue to be the worst. Um, they extend an invitation to her dad to live with them and send her siblings back because
This
they're
was
not allowed to stay.
you're not allowed to stay because you suck. So you
Yeah,
can go back home. I'm gonna live in a castle with dad. Assholes. Like,
fine, whatever. And then they
oh
have a
man.
wedding. An undisclosed amount of time has passed
Yep.
since then. And they come out in the ballroom and get married in front of everybody. They leave the reception early to go fuck some more. And then he keeps saying, I'm going to put pups in you. I'm going to put pups in you.
And
And
she's like, "You've said that before."
yep, yeah, literally. And then we get an epilogue. Oh, this should have been a trigger warning, actually.
Yeah.
Because this was a jump scare for me, frankly. Because we get an epilogue at the end of all of this where she is lactating
Yeah.
and he, like, basically drinks milk out of her tits.
Yeah.
You're gonna feed our pups, but first you're gonna feed me.
But
You're
she
dripping.
also hasn't had the babies yet. So,
No.
like,
No, she's still pregnant as far as I know.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah, she is still pregnant.
Also, that's just not how
No.
that works.
Mm-mm.
You're not getting milk to that degree before you've had it's just not science. That's not how it works.
You're dripping. Cunts, tits, all of you. This has become our rhythm. He feeds, then he fucks, and I crave both. Everything from my beast, my alpha, my mate, forever. The end.
Yeah, the end.
How would you rate this one, Kay?
This is a 1 for me. It
Yeah.
was too all over the place. Some of the plot holes were just too big or just
Mm-hmm.
very underdeveloped. Um, and like I get the knotted by the beast. Like I get it. The knotting is going to have a big focal point in this story.
Yeah. Yeah.
However, switch it up a little bit.
Yeah.
It was very much like the only thing that changed was the room that they were fucking in.
Yeah, definitely. It was very one note.
Um, so like some of the smutted,
Mm-hmm.
and then at other times, like, and here's the thing. I
Mm-hmm.
could have, okay, fine. She's in heat for 3 days. Fine. We don't need a play by play of every time he's going to knot her. Like,
Yes.
there is, if you're not going to create different ways of it
Position.
happening, if you're not
Yeah.
going to make it be new and exciting each time,
Yeah.
keep it to a couple scenes and
Yes.
then move along with the story, you know?
I completely agree.
Very similar to like Kiss of the Basilisk was too much of the same thing over and over again, and
Yep.
it gets too repetitive and kind of
Yep.
kicks you out of the story.
I agree.
What about you?
I think I'm gonna give it 1.5
Okay.
because the few scenes that did smut for me were pretty effective.
Mhm.
I felt like there were some bits that, like, as erotica, it worked. As a romance, absolutely not. Like, I fucking hated this man. I had no empathy for him whatsoever. I did not find him to be redeemable at all. Like, I just there was
He
nothing there for me.
he's
I
not
just
getting the hero's journey in any way.
no, no. He was just a dramatic crybaby. Like, the whole time. Like, and the whole point of, like, the Beauty and the Beast, like, the whole point of the curse breaking was, like, the reason why she comes back at the end is because he learned and grew and learned to put her needs before his. That's what love is.
Yeah.
And what happened instead was he said she could go and then resented her for leaving and then like forgot how long she was going to be gone. Like this is the most toxic man in existence. Like if one of my friends were dating a man like this or like I would tell them to dump him.
If you think about it though, like the movie, that's what people say, kind of that whole like Stockholm syndrome. She fell in love with her captor kind of thing, and then he still was
Yeah.
kind of a dick until the very, very end. But no, you're right.
At
I
least
think
he let her go with the full understanding that like she might not come back. Like that wasn't it wasn't There was it was a completely different. Yes, like the original like animated Disney film has
Mhm.
like its issues, but like the conversation of I have to go to my father, I have to save him, like you might not be able to come back, you might not be able to find your way back, like there's like you may not be coming back, and I understand that
Yeah.
is a very different situation from just give me a couple of days to situate him. I will be back in a week. She's back in like 7 days at most, and he's already fucking given up on life. I can't. You know what? Bump it back down to a 1 star. I can't.
All right, one from both.
So,
Um,
despite this story really pissing me off, I do
mhm.
have to ask, how did you cast this one?
So we do get mentions that Belle in this rendition is a woman of color. And
Mhm.
I went with she's not an actress, she's reality TV, but probably will be
Okay.
working her way into acting. She is at the center of quite a bit of discussion right now because her ex-boyfriend started dating her friend. I went for Belle, I went with Sierra Miller, who is from
Oh.
Summer House, who her
Okay.
ex is now dating someone else so it's like she's at the center of a lot of drama and she's
I see.
rising from the ashes. And also she's absolutely stunning. So
Absolutely gorgeous.
I went with
Wow.
Sierra Miller for
Yes.
Belle. And then I think
Oh.
did we
Mm.
Nick used him before, I
Winston
believe.
Duke? I don't know. I
Yes.
don't think so.
I think he did because so when I was looking for
I think that
a
was a different man of color for the record because it was a
but
man that I didn't know, and I know Winston Duke.
But there were a couple because he's done a couple with us, and for
Just
one of
2?
them, he had said, "Look up his Winston Duke's thighs," because he had said, "This man has,
Oh!
like, very, very muscular,
Yes,
gigantic thighs,"
he does.
and so anyway, I had looked up, um like actors over 6 feet or something along those lines. And Winston Duke is like 6'5" and just
He's a
a
handsome man.
beast of a beautiful man.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I went with him for my Beast slash Pierre cast.
I love
And
it.
man, oh man, was that
We
man, oh man, what a man.
Love it. Fantastic picks. Oh,
Um,
man.
what are we reading next week?
So next week, we are back on our sentient object kind of
Mhm.
bullshit
Yep.
with Fully Charged by Nicole Parker and Unfortunate Reads. This one's about the Energizer Bunny. So
I read this one well over a year ago. I have no recollection of it,
can't wait.
other than it was an Energizer Bunny situation. So I can't wait to reread. And have you been reading anything else?
I just finished a book by QNTM.
What?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
The letters?
The letters
Okay.
QNTM. It's called There Is No Anti-Memetics Division.
You had mentioned that.
Yes. And this story, I want to say, was originally published kind of in serial form online in like 2015. And it's based on the SCP, which is like an internet, um, almost like an internet ARG, like augmented reality game where people write entries about like existential horror kind of like monsters and objects, and it's like this um collection that a lot of people have contributed to over the years, and
I
it's
mean,
like
existential horror, that's just turn on the news.
I agree, it was an incredibly stressful read, um but it was exceptionally creative and fascinating. Um, I'm not a particular fan of like horror in general.
Mhm.
Um, this has there but I think like the reason why I found it so compelling is because it was so creative, and it's really hard, I think, to create a story that is somewhat believable and like unsettling in written fiction. Like
Mhm.
the author has to be very good at creating suspense on the page. And I've just never seen it kind of like implemented this way. And I was just really impressed by it, I think, more than anything.
Nice.
So highly recommend if you want something very, very different.
Okay.
How about you? Have you been reading anything outside of the podcast?
I started reading Till Death and Daisies Bloom by
Okay.
Jamie Dalton and Raven Storm.
Okay.
It starts off with a witch who is supposed to marry the alpha of a wolf pack.
Okay.
He they get into an argument. He ends up killing her and burying her, and when she gets to the underworld, she gets reanimated, so she gets to kind of like live her life as a different like she I'm very early into it. So far, very good. I can't wait to see. She's got to get her revenge on this alpha.
Obviously.
So I don't know what that's going to look like, but so
Okay.
far, it's got some aspects of the seven deadly sins in there.
Okay.
Um,
It feels like a good manifestation of female rage.
yeah, I'm full of female rage these days, so
Mhm.
I need some kind of outlet for that.
Yep. That's a
So this
vibe.
is a good one. I want to say this might be a two book
Okay. A duology.
series. But yeah, so far so good.
Amazing.
Well, if you made it this far, this is a long one today. We appreciate you. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, tell your friends, leave a comment. We have everything linked in our show notes. Don't forget, we've got merch. Elle's wearing the white sweatshirt that we have. You have the safe for work version,
Yeah, I
right?
do. So
So
no horny books on the sleeves.
and mine says the books are horny and so are we on the sleeve. We've got mugs, we've got stickers, magnets, all that good stuff. So we also our mugs are for right-handed or left-handed drinkers. You need
Mhm.
to make sure you specify when you order. So, if you made it this far, we appreciate you. And with that,
We're at our wits' end.
we'll see you next time.